Welcome back to the 419 Time Podcast.
I'm Zach.
I'm it.
What an intro to start off.
Oh yeah, baby.
We got plenty of sugar in our bodies right now, so we are ready to go.
You don't want to know the amount of Dunkin' coffee that I have consumed today. It's bad. Dunkin', sponsor us, please. All right. Today, without, any real further introduction, we're going to be talking about disability awareness, Special Olympics, how that was founded, kind of some facts with that. And Special Olympics is something that I'm involved in, and I've had the opportunity to mentor a couple people who have disabilities. Zach's been able to, interact with those same people.
Also mentored somebody with disability.
Yeah. Who's that?
Through my church, my senior year.
Yeah.
It's called like a buddy system.
Okay.
Where I just hung out the kid that had autism and helped him just throughout the worship service, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I had so much fun with that.
That's super cool. So we're going to bring on some special guests to kind of share their stories with disability and how people have treated them both poorly and how they've treated them well, and kind of what that looks like, what things are helpful to them. So I'm super excited to have those two guests on. So stay tuned for those episodes. They're going to be awesome.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm very excited for those episodes coming out.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. So super excited to bring those people on. You'll not want to miss those. If you don't watch any other episode, stay tuned for those.
Subscribe right now so you can get notified.
Subscribe.
Seriously. We're not even trying to get you to subscribe. It's just for you can be notified when these episodes, because they are powerful and very good.
Yeah. Some of the best conversations that I've had just in general. So super excited for that. Special Olympics, it's the world's largest organization. Both children's and adults can participate. Headquarters is in Colorado, and it was started actually by two presidents' wives. So two first ladies, being Eunice Kennedy and Nancy Reagan. So without them, Special Olympics might not exist, might not be a thing. And it's important to know that people with both intellectual and physical disabilities can participate in Special Olympics. And then people like myself are called unified athletes. So right now I'm in golf. So I'm participating in Special Olympics golf with a Special Olympic athlete who has an intellectual disability, and myself, who I do not have an intellectual or physical disability. We partner up, and then we take our combined scores. So that's how we compete together. It's super awesome.
That is cool.
They do a lot of stuff like that that's inclusive of people who have disabilities and don't, because at the end of the day, we're all children of God. God loves us all and created us all in His image. And people, whether they are born with an intellectual or physical disability, or whether that happens due to a accident, illness, anything during their life, it's super cool. So that's kind of first and foremost.
Yeah, and we just want to use this platform that we kind of started, that God placed in our hearts with, my passion is suicide prevention, with Evan's passion of not marginalizing people with disabilities, and just intertwining our passions together, and how at the end of the day, God created us all. Yes, we are different. That's good. It's good that we're different, because it'd be a boring world if we were all the same people. And love people. Simply love people, because everyone has emotions, everyone has feelings, and when we bully people and don't treat them right, just anyone can get hurt by that, and that just has a chain effect.
Yeah, and one thing that we've, it's been cool doing this podcast is the intersection of bullying to disabilities and bullying kind of go hand in hand. Absolutely. Which is so sad. And then also, if you look at suicide and bullying, those go hand in hand. And so the intersection of all three, we really didn't know that before, how much having a physical, intellectual disability and suicide, unfortunately, they're not here and here. They are, if not here, there's a crossing point. And, it comes back down to not treating people the right way, and people not knowing that they're loved. And
if you watch the episodes about the people that we brought on as special guests, Sierra's episode about her own testimony with that, and the video with Jeremy just about his own personal experience like that and through his own personal suicide, and then our special guest coming up in the next couple of weeks. How similar all the stories are about like going through tough times, like the bullying, like the people just seeing people not treated right, not loved right. Like it's heartbreaking, and honestly, just today, even just like having conversation was just like fires me up to like keep wanting to do this podcast to like love people. Please, please love people. Like, just treat people good.
Yeah, the golden rule, treat people how you want to be treated. It's ever true, in our world today, like that's not how people go. That's not how people operate. And if we can just get back to that, not even following Jesus, like it comes back to like just treat people the way you want to be treated. Yeah, we're two Christian guys, and so following Jesus is something that we're also passionate about. And we believe that if you are following Jesus, treating people how you want to be treated looks a lot differently than if you're not. So just keep chasing Jesus, keep treating people the right way, and this world's going to be a lot better of a place. So we'll get into some more facts here, just with Special Olympics. So I'll let you kind of take it away.
Special Olympics was founded July 20th, 1968, and this is an international thing. It's not just in the United States. It's in many different countries, and a key person in this is Timothy Shriver. He's the chairman of the board, and then Mary Davis, who's the chief executive officer.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, like, it started in D.C. because the president's wives were there, and they actually moved it to Colorado so that the Special Olympics facility is right next to the USA, and it's like one campus.
That's cool.
If you ever get the chance, go check out the Olympics headquarters in Colorado. It is insane. It's the World Games. So they have summer and winter games just like the Olympics, and each state that has Special Olympics has their own summer and winter games. If you get the chance to go to that, it is awesome. Indiana's is in Terre Haute for the summer games, and so it's like track and bocce ball, horseshoes, golf, all these different sports. Super cool. Awesome. What I was talking about earlier with being able to participate as a unified athlete, so they have other sports that are like that too. So you've seen like wheelchair basketball, wheelchair soccer, stuff like that. Goal ball is another one. So those are more Paralympic sports. So people, they might not have a disability, but they might have they might be an amputee, or they might be blind. So more of those types of things that people have. And goal ball is actually, it's kind of like soccer and handball mixed, but everybody is either blind or partially blind, and they have a blindfold on. The ball actually has a bell in it.
Okay. And
so, like, the goal is to get it in the goal, but the ball has a bell, so that's, like, you can't see it. The only instincts you have is hearing it. It's super cool.
I think I've seen videos of that. It's, like, it's pretty intense. Like, it's fun to watch. I'm pretty sure I watched, like, highlights on it, too. Like, it's awesome to watch.
Yeah.
And some of, like, the plays they make, like, it's insane. Like,
insane. Yeah. And they're Olympic, they're Paralympic athletes, but it's insane.
I can easily say they're way more athletic than I am. Absolutely.
For sure. They're like
no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome. So that's all the facts about not all the facts, but that's a lot of facts. Some facts about Special Olympics if you're not aware. We'll just go ahead and put on the screen right here.
I think right there.
Right here? Okay. We're going to put it right here. Special Olympics website. So if you need any more information on that, if you want to donate to Special Olympics, the link, click that. You'll be able to go there and get all the information you want. Not everybody with a disability is an athlete or wants to be an athlete or cares about sports, and that's fine. It goes back to like we're all different. So just some straight facts about disability. So 61 million adults, 61 million.
That's a lot.
In the U.S. have a disability. Of some kind. That's crazy.
I would not have known that until we did this research.
Yeah.
And also, something that I learned as well is 15% of the world's population lives with some form of disability, which is like billions
of people.
So
yeah, 15%.
Yeah.
Crazy. Out of those 15% of people, 100 million of them are children.
So another factor of that is 50% of disabilities can't afford healthcare.
Yeah. And 80% of all people with disabilities live in a developing country. So having that access, Special Olympics is super great in the United States, helping people that, like sports, care about sports, want to participate in that. But for those people that don't have that, they don't like sports, they don't want to participate in those things, or they're in a country where those opportunities aren't provided to them, you know, they are marginalized. They're looked at as less than, and that's not fair. Um, as we've learned with some of our friends and some of the people we've been in contact with through this podcast, is that they're no different than me and you. Taking the time to just get to know them, learn their story, learn with Cheese. He doesn't hear quite as well. He has to wear hearing aids if he wants to be able to hear like us, have that same sense of hearing. So we have to look at him. You have to talk a little bit louder. You have to talk clearer, and then it's just fine.
Yeah, not any. It's really not that much extra work at all.
Yeah. And with Riley, which those spoiler alert. Those are the two people that have come on, but. With Riley, he repeats himself a little bit and takes a little bit longer to express his thoughts, but that dude is so smart and so caring and so kind, and he just lights up a room and loves people, like truly loves people. So I think that's what we've been really discovering, is that you just got to take maybe 30 extra seconds and listen to somebody, and that can be with or without a disability. Love people.
Yeah, and my own experience, my first experience was doing the buddy system, like I said, my senior year, and since it was new, it was the first time really having interactions with someone that had a disability. At first, I didn't know how to go about it. Do I have to talk to him differently, stuff like that? And like with him, he just kind of like has a tough time focusing. But like you said, I took 1 second to say his name, say, "Hey, look in my eyes, follow along," and I talked like a normal person, and I treated him like a normal person, and it was the best year. Every time I saw him, he'd give me a hug. Every time I left, he'd give me a hug. He was so happy. When I came back home from college and visited him, he remembered exactly who I was, asked me how my school was, knew I went to school, what my major was, all the stuff that is just normal conversation. He was a completely normal guy, and it was so cool for me. And that was honestly a growing experience for me. Just be like, man, maybe I have been looking at this myself differently throughout middle school and elementary and stuff like that, where I'm like, okay, everybody that has a disability is a completely normal person. I don't need to treat them any differently. They're awesome, and they're great people.
Yeah. I think until you have an experience, like me mentoring Cheese and you mentoring Guy, I think that, until you have an experience like that where you really get to know somebody who has a disability, you don't know how to interact with them. It can be a scary thing. But at the end of the day, they are a normal person. They want to be treated like a normal person. They don't want to be talked to like a baby. That's one thing that when people talk to somebody with a disability like they're a little kid,
no, they're a grown adult.
They're a grown adult. They want to be treated like a grown adult. It just drives me crazy. And everybody's different too. Just like me and Zach are different, every person with a disability and every disability is different. So that's something to go into understanding too, is, when we talk with Cheese, we have a different relationship with him than we do with Riley. Then, a couple of the guys that I coached on my basketball team responded different to criticism just because of what their disability is and what their past is. You really have to understand each individual person, and it's unfair. If you watch my testimony, you can kind of see how I've grown over time. Is like, when I was younger, I kind of just thought everybody was like me. Everybody had the same experience as me. Everybody was like me. I didn't really get to know them for who they are and their story, and that's the same thing. Promoting disability awareness, it's because they're marginalized. We shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have March as Disability Awareness Month. It is called Special Olympics for a reason. It's because those people are special. They have gifts and talents that oftentimes thrown down, or like they don't get to express them because people don't give them a chance to. And like Cheese has one of the best memories ever. I could ask him, I could call him up right now and be like, "Hey Cheese, how many points did LeBron James have in 2016 against this team?" Oh, 27.
Yeah.
And he would know.
I forget what I did this morning.
Right. Yeah. And so it's just like he has such a special gift with that, such a special gift of making people feel loved instantly. And Riley, he has the gift of just like, what do you need done? Okay. Or, hey, what's your name? Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Like just being able to, make people feel loved instantly. So
yeah, the kid I mentored, like in my senior year at that, he could take Legos with no instructions and he's done just like that.
Yeah.
It's like he just sees the picture in the box, sees the Lego pieces out, and it just automatically connects to him, and he can put it together. I'm like, dude, how did you do that so fast? Like I just walked back to get a snack and back, and you're already done. Like it's insane. Like it's so cool, and yeah, I would advise also too that it's just like you said, get to know people, but also educate yourself on that certain disability, because like you said, like it's different based on disabilities. Where if you like interaction with like someone that has a certain disability, educate yourself. Like take the time. It's beneficial for sure to educate yourself about that. So maybe you can learn how they react to criticism or how they react to certain things as well.
Yeah, and one thing that I've kind of learned as I've interacted more is like people who have a disability have a really tough time finding employment. It's one thing that's kind of difficult for them. The jobs that they want to obtain don't have proper things put in place for them to be able to do them. It's something that's getting better, but a lot of times they have to jump through hoops. They have their disability checks. They have restrictions on how many hours they can work, how long they can work. So they have a difficult time getting hired. And it is a little more difficult for companies to hire those people. Yeah, they have to do a little extra work to provide, accommodations. They have to maybe do a little bit more work on the billing side, the paperwork side. But, at the end of the day, like Cheese at Riley, they're some of the best workers that I know.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Cheese makes everybody that comes through Wildcat feel loved. He works hard, does his job exceptionally.
There's not problems in there because of him, like what he does. Like it's always clean. Everything's put together. Like the stuff that he does it so well.
Same with Riley. Like Riley works at a nursing home, serving food and that sort of stuff, and he's just so happy to work. He worked really hard to be able to get the job, and so awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess without going on and talking, I'd love to talk about this more with people. That's just kind of a glimpse. Riley and Cheese, if you know them, you know what great guys they are. But it was so cool to have them on, and I'm excited for you guys to watch their episodes. This is just kind of like a introduction to them, an introduction to their stories. Thanks for watching the 419 Time Podcast. I'm Evan.
I'm Zach. See you later.
Catch you in the next one.